Yeah, sausages.
Happened today too. No.
Smile. Jesus, what's
That's a nice smile.
Please be outstanding for Mr. and Mrs. Baker.
To the bridegroom, and bridesmaids and family and friends. That's why I love weddings. Because everyone who looks as though they have got plenty of money. You all look marvellous, and thank you. Claire has never been a problem. When it has to do anything, she's done it without permission. She's always been my little Christmas friend, since she was born on Christmas Eve. When we first bought Mark to our house, I was a bit doubtful whether it would work out or not, with the age gap and 2 children. But when you see them together, you sense a special bond. Then to come to realise how happy she is. I must admit, so happy she is. I have never seen her so happy. So when she asked her hand in marriage, how could I say no? I am not the best person in the world to give advice on married life because I divorced her mum. But she can ask any of her grandparents who have been married now for more than 50 years a life sentence. But they have always been happy. They have had their ups and downs, but always stuck to it out. If Grandad Powell was alive today, he would have been so pleased and proud of this day, because Claire was one of the first granddaughters, and he loved her as all of his grandchildren. The funniest thing that has happened since Claire met Mark is when, for my birthday last year, he paid for tickets for me and Carol to go to the Rocky Horror Show. I have not seen one before. I have seen the film, but not the stage play. Anyway, had to go in fancy dress, no intention of going in stockings and suspenders, but went as a butler. Went to the show, they had no way, only Little Britain way. That's as close as they got, so I got some tight tracksuit bottoms, but when I got dressed up, I just looked like Matt Moore. Good evening, yeah. If you don't know who Matt Moore is, it just won't be funny. But as I was saying, ever since then, Mark has ringed me and said, good evening. I think I'll end on that note and say thank you all for making the effort to come and celebrate my daughter and Mark's wedding. And I will let Mark do the rest of the thank yous and then I'll say this is my greatest reward for bringing up my daughter the best way I know how. So raise your glasses and toast to Mark and Claire. Have a happy and rewarding married life. We love you.
One, two. There we go. I wasn't crying in church, by the way. It was leaking. It was leaking. Oh my God. Here we go. Good evening. Good evening. Guys, here we go. First of all, I just to say to everyone, hang on, please turn over. Thank you for coming, thank you. Now, once again, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone for coming today, from work, from local, from afar, folks. It's nice to see my granddad here. It's nice to see you, granddad. I'd like to thank all the bridesmaids. I think you can appreciate all the bridesmaids look absolutely beautiful today. Got a big round of applause for the bridesmaids. And also, there's loads of people to say thank you to today. The list goes on. I should just name them. They all know who they are and know what they've done. It's Anne Andrew, John and Carol, Jerry Bernardin, my mum and dad, David and Julie Rutten, Barry the photographer, Becky on the makeup, and also Uncle Derek. Where's he? Uncle Derek? Where are you? He's Uncle Derek. And Alden, all the ushers, and there's my little best, all the best man down there. My son Connie, and also there's my daughter there, Charlotte, who's the other bridesmaid. You've done your job today, actually. I remember the first time I met Claire, I was more scared Claire and the children than me. But when I first met Claire, I had nothing to worry about at all, because they've got on like an house on fire. Right, once again, I'd just like to say thank you for everybody for coming. I don't know what John's got planned for me. There's just one or two little presents we've got hand out. I'll just go over here, excuse me. We'll do mum number 2, just me mother-in-law. Mother-in-law and Mrs. Johnson. I'm the only person to get married and have 2 mother-in-laws. What's going on now? And where's my mum? There we go. See you, mother. There we go. Don't give me a kiss, Mrs. Johnson. I am busy, but you know, I'm alright, I'm working. The last we've got now. Bridesmaids. We've got Charlotte and Connie. You're not a bridesmaid now. That was for you, Charlotte. Right? That was for you, Connie. Some more. There's some more in. Where's trouble? Andrea. She's bridesmaid. You know, she's beautiful today, darling. That's for you. I keep losing my trousers, by the way, so I think I'm losing weight. Liz and Becky. There's Liz and Becky. I've got Becky down the centre. Right, you're happy. And there's Liz. Thank you, girls. People look beautiful today. Thank you very much for your help. Thank you. Big round of applause again for you. Right, we've just got a couple more little gifts here. I've got one for stepmom. Mother-in-law number 2. If you pass that across the way, that's for Carol. Okay. Thank you very much. Now this one, this guy here, we've been mates now for nearly 25 years on. 25 years is a bloody long time, isn't it? We've done some mail with that, I'll tell you. That's for you, John. I'd like to say thanks for the last 2 years, mate. I didn't not believe this person to last, actually, on purpose. Becky, you did the makeup. Becky, where are you, Becky? I'm not sad. You say so. I'll tell you. There you are, darling. Thanks very much. For everything. Still losing the crowd. Right, there's just one more thing to do. I'd like to say thank you very much to Claire for saying yes. Claire is the best thing that's ever happened to me ever. Absolutely ever. And today she looks absolutely amazing. did bring a tear to my eye. It wasn't a leaky roof at all. And I'd like to say thank you very much to John for giving away. And for Anne and Andrew, also Carol, both sides of the family, they both made me feel very welcome in the last 12 months. And I'd like to say thank you very much. Before I sit down, I've got a little thank you for everybody here. It's just a little poem. Today we began the rest of our life, together forever as husband and wife. Our dreams came true with love and more, adventures to have and the world to explore. We'll share our joys, we'll share our sorrows. We can always see many bright tomorrows. We'll share our friends and family too, and you were part of that special crew. Thank you for celebrating our wedding today. As we share our vows, we just want to say those wedding memories will become a treasure, and seeing you here is part of that pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Is everybody all right? Very good. First of all, thank you for the present. Obviously, I don't normally drink, but I'll save it for guests. And thank you on behalf of the bridesmaids and everybody else for their lovely presents. I did think today what we might do for some people who obviously know Mark and maybe some of you don't know him that well, is to maybe get to know him a little bit better. Now Connor's going to join me. Do you want to come up here, Connor? Because he's helped me actually put all this together. He's found all the pictures for me, haven't you?
Yeah.
And we managed to sort out those problems around the rehearsal, the naughty ones that were in there.
Yeah.
Right, so we have a few issues with the run through. Are you absolutely sure they're fine? Okay. Right. So he's going to help me. He's going to also use that to fire up all the slides. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to say, Mark, this is your life. Now, the thing is, at this point, I was trying to find the music. It would be quite nice to have this. Can anybody actually remember This Is Your Life music? Right, so when I say that again, can we all try and do that? Yeah? And if I say it at any point throughout the speech, maybe we can do the music as well. So Mark, this is your life. Sounds like fire engine. Right, so we better have the first slide up. That's the first slide, please, technician. First, Mr. Baker. There it is. This little bundle of joy is Mark Andrew Maymont, born 15th of July 1967. He weighed in at £7 7 ounces, and I had it on good authority from his mum that he was 2 weeks late. But he was equally happy with a breast or a bottle in his mouth, so nothing's changed there. Mark was a happy little boy, especially when his nan came to visit. And from an early age, you were into women's handbags. Oh, hang on, sorry. As you realised that was where your nan kept her stash of sweets. And you were thick as thieves from that point on. Now, moving on, as you grew, next slide please. Sorry, I thought it would sort of be slightly back. There's no more. What's going on? I'm so sorry about this. I thought we'd iron this out. I don't know where he's got those from. By the tender age of 2, Mark had 3 key characters in his life. His mum, of course, his nan, you've heard of, and there was one other. He was a male, in fact. I have it on good authority that you were inseparable, always holding hands and cuddling together at night. Next one, please. Mark, do you know who this is? You haven't seen him for 36 years, but he's here tonight. Yes, it's Ted, and he's travelled all the way from the bottom of your mum's wardrobe to be reunited with you today. tried to get an Action Man mark, but apparently his realistic hair has receded, and his hands are more arthritic and gripping, so we thought it best to leave him be. But he has sent his patrol vehicle, which I'm sure you'll remember. Here he is. Oh. There he is. And Claire, Mark's told me that he can have a little play with his, or he'll get his little songs out later when you're back in the hotel. Okay, there you go. At 2.5, Mark, your mum and dad gave you a baby sister Lisa to play with. Oh, you couldn't understand when she came home from the hospital why she didn't want to play with your toy cars with you. But as she grew, you did play happily together, and were both overjoyed when a few years later, you were both given a brother Lee as another playmate. What? Sorry, Lee, about that. Couldn't resist. Give that. Bless him. Hasn't changed a bit. So Mark, Lisa and Lee. Next one. There you all are. There you go, happy family. Now, the next picture's a rare one, so it shows Mark actually behind the wheel of a car. There he is. Mark progressed from driving Action Man's patrol vehicle over there to this one. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for other road users, that's where your motoring career stopped, Mark. Now, I've tried in vain to find out how many driving lessons you had, as your driving instructor has apparently been able to retire early to a villa on the Costa del Sol with the profits from your countless lessons. Now, by the age of 10, you were into all sorts of things. And you would... Oh, come on. Excuse us a second. Come on, is it going to be any more of this? It's going to be embarrassing now. I'm blushing.
Mikey.
Mikey, what do you mean? Now, despite a striking resemblance to a certain entertainer who used to appear with an emu, this didn't hold Mark back, especially when it came to sport. Next one, please. Mark won many trophies for his football skills, but from an early age has always had excellent ball control. And has been able to hold his own on and off the pitch ever since. Mark also showed an unusual ability at archery. Remember this, Mark? And is still believed to be the only person who on a works out into Blackpool Pleasure Beach managed to fire an arrow backwards whilst trying to win a stuffed toy. Do you remember that, Mark? Yeah. But his achievements don't end there. Mark also still holds the North Staff's under-12s record for the largest pair of swimming trunks worn in a public area. Oh, that's enormous, aren't they? But they knitted. Now Mark could have... Sorry?
Andy then.
From? Where was he there? Now Mark could have gone on to have a glittering career as a centre forward. However, unfortunately, he developed a habit that caused his centre to come forward a bit too much, namely takeaways, beer and girls. It was around then that I met Mark, which, believe it or not, Mark, is 25 years ago. At the time, we were big movers and shakers in the food industry. We moved the trolleys and we shaped the biscuits and cereals and we were stacking those in our hotel. And we quickly became good friends, and Mark's mum Lynn would agree, I'm sure. Mark and I have had many adventures. Way too many really to go into in detail today, but if you have a moment later, it's worth asking Mark about the night of the Indian doctrine and suppositories, the police car on the roadside incident, or the house on fire on the way back from the pub adventure. They're all true stories. These nights were usually rounded off by one of Mark's culinary delights, knocked up in a wok back at his house, and that's where he earned the nickname Mark Fu Young. And then we are truly grateful for all those breakfasts and cups of tea that helped us sober up the next day. Thank you. And here's Mark in his bedroom with his records. Mark did love his music, much to his mum's annoyance, as he could often be heard belting out his favourite Duran Duran 5-star tracks on his tape-to-tape machine in his bedroom. And at this point, Mark decided to take things a stage further and contemplated a career in music. This is when he set up as a DJ, and the Mark Andrews Roadshow was born. But to be honest, I think this was more of a way to pick up women as he would often be heard working the decks, offering to show the girls his 7-inch dance remixes. Now, we also set up a band with 2 of our mates, and we used to rehearse above a spiritual church in Burslem. Mark on the keyboard and me on the drums. Now, sometimes when we arrived, they hadn't cleared out by the time we were lugging our kit through the door, and they would still be mid-song with their hands in the air. It was a bit awkward. On a couple of occasions we joined in, trying not to laugh, as we didn't want to lose our rehearsal space. In the end, the band folded. I would like to say it's because of artistic differences, but the truth was, we were crap. So we nicked all their complimentary penguins and left them to their hand clapping. Now, Mark then left Stoke-on-Trent for a while to work for the NAFI in Basingstoke, and there he honed his culinary skills. Apparently now he's quite handy with a saucepan as well as the wok. And so we come nearly up to date. Mark is now a respected member of the community. Most of the time. It's no secret, Mark, you've been married before, and you have 2 lovely children, Colin and Charlotte, from that marriage, who I know you love very much. And you work at the Pottery Centre, and that's where you met this little lady who's now your wife, Claire. She's changed a bit, hasn't she? Now, I know we've had a bit of a laugh today at your expense, Mark, but what I do want to say is you've been a fantastic mate to me, and I have to say, I know it's not been easy before you met Claire, and you've had a tough few years, and I'm so pleased to see you so happy, and obviously very, very in love with this young lady. And I will say to Claire, thank you for saving it, really. You're meant to be together. It sounds like an old cliche, but I do think you were born to be together, I really do. And I think when you've got a love like you've got, it's worth holding on to with everything you've got. Because at the end of the day, I think that's what it's all about. And I know there's one person who's not here today who would have loved to have been, and that's your Nan. I don't think I'm overstepping the mark here to say that she would have absolutely loved you. She would have thought the world of you. So I'd like to just propose a very quick toast to absent friends. Absent friends.
Oh.
So there they both are. As I say, I'm so pleased. You obviously meant to be together. You can see that. I think everybody watching can see that here today. So just before we read the cards out, I'd like to just propose another toast to the 2 people before us who are very much in love, Mr. and Mrs. Maynard, to Mark and Claire. Right, here we go. To Mark and Claire, congratulations. May you have many happy years together. From Marie and Reg, your neighbours. Okay. To Claire and Mark, sorry that we could not be with you on your special day. Our love comes with this card. We wish you untold happiness throughout your lives. And we'll be watching the clock and toasting your health on this your wedding day. With much love, Auntie Doreen and Uncle Phil. Good. To Claire and Mark, best wishes to a very special couple on your special day. All our love, Mum, Andrew and Molly. To Mark and Claire, to you both, with love from Grandad, God bless. To Mark and Claire, wishing you all the very best in your future life together, with all our love, Mum and Dad. To the happy couple, what a wonderful special couple you are. Claire, you've got yourself a true sex god. Good looking, sexy, and outright gorgeous good guy. And tonight's the night, Mrs. M. Love, Mark the groom. Many congratulations on your wedding. All our love from us all at the Pottery Centre. Sorry we can't all be there. Wishing you every happiness in your future together. and they've brought you something. This is from all the guys you work with. It's a specially commissioned 36-piece dinner service. Wedgwood, apparently. It's a 436-piece dinner service. Hang on. Yeah, sorry about that, Mark. We sure we saw that a bit of suitably. And finally, there's just one more thing to show you. These are some friends who couldn't be here today, but they sent you a very special message here.
Have you heard?
What?
Mark's getting married.
Mark who?
You know, Marky.
Mark Maidment?
Yeah, Marky Maven.
Is he?
Really?
Yeah.
Who's he marrying?
He's
Claire?
Yeah. Not that Claire, the other Claire.
Oh,
yeah.
that Claire.
That
Oh,
Claire.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations.
Well done.
Yeah, you never thought you would get round to it.
No way.
Well, he's dragged it out, hasn't he?
It has, hasn't he? Yeah. But that's what he kept on getting into trouble for dragging it out,
Well,
didn't
exactly,
he?
yeah. Of course, I knew there was a rash, wasn't there?
There was a rash.
And the smell incident.
Yes.
And once that cleared up, she
Yeah.
took him back, didn't
Once
she?
he stopped dragging it out, and then and the restraining order came off, he was free to do it. I never thought she'd say yes though.
No.
Because you were well in there, weren't you?
Oh, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, one,
Thank you, Clara.
No, well,
It's
one
a secret. It's a secret between me and you, Clara.
Yeah.
I'll tell no one else.
Yeah.
Promise.
You're getting the door key back, haven't you?
No.
Well,
I'll put it in the post.
Yeah.
Sorry.
we won't mention anything about Julian either.
No,
No,
because that was.
because,
No, you have a few drinks, you don't know what's going to happen, do you?
That's it.
And Billy in the wine bottle.
Yeah.
But
Billy in the wine bottle.
That's private, that's private.
We all shared a glass of that, didn't we? That was it, yeah.
Hopefully the wash it.
Anyway, congratulations. We're really pleased that you've finally taken him off our hands, and we don't have to put up with all that stuff again.
And the smell.
yeah, so it's fun. Well done. Congratulations. Very lovely. And Auntie Wendy, see you next Wednesday, all right? Hey? Lovely.
Have a lovely day.
Congratulations.
One thing, any chance of some snaps of the first night?
And some cake.
Yeah, cake.
And some
Yeah.
cake. And a little glass of champagne. I'm quite partial to champagne. You remember that, Claire?
Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just hope your first night is like my table, 4 legs and no drawers.
Sorry about that.
That'll do it.
That was a joke.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Shall we cut?
Yeah.
Cut.